Hi, I'm Mike Smith, founder and former founder of 360 Hired and Recurred, and also Limitless Combat Sports. So today we're going to be talking about prototypes and wireframes and some of the differences between the two, because they are quite fundamentally different. A wireframe is really the structure and layout of your page, whereas a prototype is that end design. So it really has a lot of the elements we want to use in our final design. It's a lot more interactive and a lot more usable. The wireframe tends to just look at the solo sort of functions of each page or how your idea would work. So when we're looking at wireframes, we've got three sort of simple objectives of it. So our main groups of information, our layout or structure and structure of that information, and then our core visualization. So what we're looking at in a descriptive term of the interface. So we're not having design elements such as imagery, text types and font types and that sort of thing. We're more looking at structure and layout to determine whether or not that's going to work for our end result. So some of the benefits of wireframing is it's really quick and it's basically free to do other than your time. You can use things like UX Pin or Adobe XD is probably one of the best ones around at the moment, which allows you to almost take your wireframes and prototypes and mold them really close together, so that differentiation is really starting to get so close together. There's not a lot of difference there. It allows you to then go and talk to people about your idea. So you can really talk about, here's my wireframe, here's how I see this working. You can clearly and concisely speak to somebody about that. And then get feedback based on that before spending time on images, photos, videos, and that sort of more in-depth sort of end result type design. So it's a really, really key piece to get your wireframing correct early, and then moving your wireframe to a prototype. So as I said before, your prototype's really that end visual interface that your customers or clients would see. So we really want to take a lot of the aesthetics and layout from our wireframe and then convert that. So we're basically going to end with a product that's very, very usable, almost looks like a finished product, but it's prior to getting testing and getting it into the hands of a lot of users. So technically it doesn't have the nuts and bolts, but it looks like a final product. So that's where the Adobe XDs of the world come in, where I can produce something that looks fundamentally like it works. It may have some really minor functionality, but it's really just a pretty layout of a wireframe. So that's why, sort of how we would do it. And then why are we building prototypes? Why are we spending time on wireframes? Is really, it's a low cost. So it's low cost, it's quick to get our ideas out into the world and get some real world feedback. So you can use wireframes or prototypes across your social media. You can use it in marketing material. You can start to build things out that you maybe haven't thought of yet. It also gives room for design changes and improvements prior to having a full-scale production environment that you have to deal with. So you can quickly move blocks and chunks in and out. So you'll notice a lot of those design tools for your prototype will allow you to move imagery in and out really quickly. There's no coding or next to no coding. Adobe XD certainly has no coding really needed. There's color pickers and shape wheels and all that kind of stuff that you can build from. And you can import video and button types and styles and all those kinds of things. So makes it really, really quick and easy. No coding for your prototype. And some of the best wireframing tools that I've found, InVision, Adobe XD is really good. Proto.io is really good. Most of them are free, so certainly Adobe provides a really great tool for free, which then can allow you to use and bring in elements from the rest of their suite of products as well. So while it sounds like I'm really plugging it, it's because I really like that product. It's allowed me to build maybe 15 to 20 websites for people now across different businesses, including my own, from an initial concept meeting and almost while I'm sitting and talking to a client in previous lives and businesses, I could sit and talk to you and start to build that out so that by the end of that meeting, I've got a really good, clear understanding and we can go back and circle around and have a look at whether or not what I'm hearing from you would match the design that you had in mind in this case. So that's a really, really quick run around of why and how we would build wireframes and prototypes. So remember, start with your wireframe, get the nuts and bolts of your layout in, and then move into a prototype which looks much more closely at design elements, colors, imagery, video, text types, fonts, so that you can produce something quickly and easily that really resembles your finished product.